Hi guys, I'm so excited to show you guys how to make this macrame mandala today. You can use this as a wall hanging, as a centerpiece on a table, or as a wreath. So let's get started. As usual, this is a homemade luxe project, and you can find your craft kit with all the materials you need to create this project at homemadeluxe.com. So the first step is to cut 80 strands of cord that are 30 inches long. Each section of this mandala needs 8 strands, and you're going to be making 10 sections all the way around the ring. Next, you are going to create your lark's head knot, and this is quite simple. You're going to just put 8 of these strands for this first section. So you're just going to you're going to just loop it in half and then loop it around your ring just like this. Now, something that is extremely important when you're doing this macrame project is to make sure that all of your knots are very tight. So from this knot to all the other ones that I'm going to show you, just make sure that everything is tight and pushed together as much as possible. Okay, so now I've tightened all of these, I've got them nice and taut, I've got them pushed together, and now I'm going to show you, we're going to do some square knots. Okay, so to create your square knots, what you're going to do is go ahead and take the middle 4 and you're going to create a 4. So you're going to create a 4 with the left one, then you're going to put the right one on top of that, and then you're going to push that right one under and through, just like this. And then you're just going to tighten it. That's your square knot. So to complete the square knot, you have to do that on the other side as well. And again, guys, we're going to tighten all of these knots really nice and tight. And so now we're going to do it on the other side. You're going to go ahead and take the right cord and make a D, really ugly D. Then you're going to put the left one on top, and then again under and through. And that's it. You're going to tighten and go from here. Guys, it's so much easier to do this when you have your macrame hanging, but I wanted to lay it flat so I could show you guys. So there you go, your first knot. Next, you're going to take the next 4 next to that. You're really not going to need that one all the way off to the right now. You're going to take these 4 and you're going to do it all again. I'm going to keep going slowly so you can learn this knot properly. And you're going to create your number 4, put the right on top, put the right under and through, and tighten. Then you're going to do it on the other side, starting with creating your D. Make sure these are nice and pulled through and taut as well. Now on the other side, you're going to create your D, left on top and left under and through, and pull it. Pretty simple, right? So next we're going to just gather the other side, the other 4 on the other side. And this is the reason I want you to make sure it's taut. Otherwise, you're going to end up with I want to show you an example of a bad one. If it's not taut, then you end up with not enough cord to finish all your knots, and you end up with a very wide piece. We want these to be nice and cute and pushed together. So let's go to the other side and go ahead and make our 4. Are over, under, and through, and tighten. Good. Now you're going to use 2 from each to create 2 more knots. So using the middle and the right knot, you're going to take 2 from each of those, and you're going to do another square knot. So again, your number 4, you're on top, and you're under. Then you're just going to do the same thing with the other side as well. Great, now you've got 2 on that row, and we're going to do our final row and do 1 in the middle. So you're going to take 2 from the left side and 2 from the right side, and you're going to go ahead and create your last square knot in the same process we've done so far. Okay, now I'm going to teach you the last knot that you need, which is the lark's head knot. So you're going to take this right one as your lead, and you're going to make sure all the other cords are underneath it. And you're going to go ahead and just tie a knot and then tie another knot. Just make sure it's nice and tight. So again, it's underneath and it goes up and around and nice and tight, and then up and around again. And you're just going to do 2 per strand all the way down. This is called the double hitch knot. Sorry, I think I called it the lark's head. That was the one before that. So it's 2 at each time. I'm going to go ahead and leave this at real pace because this one can take a while to just get. Once you get it, you've got it. But I just like to see and give you lots of examples of how to do it. Okay, so you've done one side, now you're gonna do the other side. Again, this one is the lead and it's on top of all those other ones. And it's gonna feel weird because you're on the other side. Maybe if you're left-handed, it won't feel as weird. But just make sure you're doing the same concept over and around and hitching that knot. And again, still 2 per cord. Make sure it's nice and tight and keep going. And for those of you who don't know, Homemade Luxe is a craft subscription box. We send craft kits like this with gorgeous home decor projects every single month right to your doorstep. It contains all the materials you need to create this project, including written and video instructions. And make sure when you get to the bottom that you include the cord from the other side in that last knot. And then you're just going to go ahead and do this whole process again on the other side, creating so that we end up with 2 rows of these double hitch knots. Okay, now for the hardest part of this really is getting the beads on the end, and you really don't even need to add the beads. You can just knot it right here and be done. But I like the accent of the beads, and I like this size of bead. So essentially you just put both on, or you can try it with just one, and you push and push and tug until you get those beads through. You can just knot it like this, and if you don't want to add the beads, you can knot it like that, or you can get a bigger size of bead and it'll be a little bit easier to push through as well. So another way to do it is with your teeth. I had to do this for a lot of them, making sure that there's not much excess when you try to pull through. So once you've got your beads on, then you go ahead and just cut each side on a slant, both sides. And this is just kind of a rough cut, about 1 inch long. And then you use your needle, your tapestry needle, to go ahead and just unravel each of these, and then use a comb or a brush, like a pet brush, a wire pet brush would do really well for this part too, and just separate each of these, and then you can just go back in and clean it up a bit. And that's it, guys. You've made your mandala. As always, this is a Homemade Luxe project. All the materials you need to create this project are in the kit at homemadeluxe.com. Thanks for crafting with us, and we will see you again next month.